Bitcoin exactly pushed towards the upside like we've been predicting on yesterday's video, and on today's video I will exactly tell you where Bitcoin is heading towards next, because I believe that I exactly know what is going to be playing out here. So make sure to watch this video till the end, because I will be exactly talking about my most important resistance levels that we need to flip in order for Bitcoin to continue this trend towards the upside, the falling wedge pattern, the most important scenarios I've been discussing for quite a while right now here, the reason why I don't believe Bitcoin is going to be bearish right now on the bigger perspective, and many more important charts we need to discuss on today's update video, because it is telling something about what is about to be happening next, and you need to know what is currently going on in the market. So without any further ado, don't forget to once again slap that like button back above 1,200 likes. That will be absolutely incredible. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards the content. And just like I said on yesterday's video, we are creating a CME futures gap, and 97% of all the times that Bitcoin creates a CME futures gap, either on the end of the Sunday or on the Monday, we tend to fill up that CME futures gap. And currently we're only a few $100s away before filling up the CME futures gap, while yesterday we were trading thousands of dollars away from it. So we already increased more than $2,000 in price yesterday. But right now I need to be talking about what is happening next here. So first of all, I think that Bitcoin over the course of today is going to be most likely filling up that CME futures gap, so push up higher to 69.5k, and after that it is going to be very important to know what is going to be happening next, because here on the 4-hourly time frame, if we're clearly looking at it still, we can see that Bitcoin is creating a lower high after lower high after lower high after lower high. So Bitcoin indeed clearly is still trading in a downward sloping trend, and the moment that Bitcoin flips the downtrend is going to be the point where we are right now going to be looking for is that trend reversal on the Bitcoin 4-hourly time frame. And if I were to be looking at the most important levels that I am currently approaching for the trend reversal, it is going to be, of course, that previous high in the market, which we need to be flipping in order to flip the trend on Bitcoin. And this case, the previous high on Bitcoin is going to be sitting around 69.4k, which is also exactly that CME futures gap, and which is going to be also a pivotal point, because usually Bitcoin tends to fill up the gap and then potentially move further towards the downside. So there is a chance that Bitcoin indeed touches this level and moves up down, but if we confirm that break above this level, it would confirm a far greater reversal for Bitcoin, which in my case is going to be an absolutely insane scenario, because yesterday I also talked about this falling wedge pattern here on Bitcoin, and you can see that yesterday I recorded this video somewhere around over here. After that we retested the lower side 2 times, flipped it into support, broke above the resistance, flipped that resistance into support, and boom, we moved even further on towards the upside. And we also broke the downward sloping resistance line, of course. And honestly, a falling wedge pattern is a typical bullish bias pattern, and the price target of this falling wedge pattern is going to be all the way on the top side of the pattern, which is sitting somewhere around $74,000, which is very close towards the all-time high. And if Bitcoin were to be moving towards the upside towards that target, it's going to be a 7.5% move towards the upside. But like I've said many times before, and like I want you to be knowing as well, I mean, honestly, I will only anticipate this price target of this falling wedge pattern if Bitcoin confirms above the previous high, and in this case it's going to be that red box of resistance. So if Bitcoin pushes on further towards the upside on that 1-hour time frame, confirms a candle break above $70,000, then I would say, okay, I think we are going to be reaching the target, and from that point we're still going to be having like a 5% move towards the upside. But it will just give me some more certainty, because yes, in fact we are still trading in a slight little downtrend, and yes, we are having that CME futures gap, and maybe Bitcoin is just going to be filling up that gap and move downwards from it afterwards. So very important to understand what is currently playing out here. But honestly, I have talked about my scenarios many times before, and I think that scenario 2 is playing out here. And scenario 2 is the scenario where we basically do nothing, and I explained it in many videos before. I explained it in my last 2 videos, I explained it here on my Twitter page. But basically, scenario 2 means that Bitcoin is creating like a 10% correction, a slight little fake out, and already moves back towards the upside. And that, of course, would mean that I would do nothing, because I'm already well positioned in the market and let my portfolio just ride higher after this slight little fake out we got on the market. But what you need to understand is that still potentially we're going to see another correction. Bitcoin is going to be moving down, which I think is going to be the least likely scenario, but that is of course going to be scenario 1. That would mean that Bitcoin is going to be having a move all the way down to approximately $60,000. But if that were to be happening, it would equal maximum opportunity. And I explained this also in many videos before, but a 20% correction in this upper sloping bull market cycle is going to be a maximum opportunity, and that is the point where I will be opening up $1 million long Bitcoin trade, but of course only if that were to be happening. But as we can currently see, Bitcoin is already bouncing towards the upside, and it looks to be that it is very unlikely to be happening right now here. So yes, most likely I'm going to be missing out on this opportunity, but in my opinion, it's not all too bad here. I mean, honestly, if Bitcoin already pushes up higher from this point, my portfolio is still massively gaining from it, but of course I'm a very low risk tolerant trader, and if I open up trades on Bitcoin, I'm looking for these least amounts of risk trades here, and unfortunately I am missing out on it. And I do not believe that this is the right time to be bearish, because I think that Bitcoin is most likely going to be pushing up way higher than we're currently trading. And let me quickly explain this why, because I don't believe that the bears will be winning this game until the spot Bitcoin ETF inflows are stopping. Because last week, the spot ETFs, they accumulated over 32,000 Bitcoin. And honestly, supply is running out with the amount of accumulation they are doing at this rapid pace. It's only going to take 6 months before the Bitcoin supply is going to be running out. I mean, maybe they're going to be even accumulating at a faster pace, which I'm not necessarily anticipating, but literally at this pace is going to only take 6 months before the supply is going to be running out. And that will be, of course, quite a massive thing here. And of course, today is once again a day where they can start to accumulate again, because the ETF inflows are going to be opening up again. And usually on Monday and Tuesdays, we tend to see the largest inflows. So I'm expecting that today, potentially, Bitcoin could also see a very significant bounce back towards the upside. And talking about a bounce, I mean, guys, on yesterday's video, I exactly talked about this very important level of support, that $65,400 level. I mean, I talked about it in my video. I said that this is such an important level to be looking at. And you can see that straight away after I talked about this level, we had a couple retests of it, but afterwards we bounced towards the upside. And if you were to be traded this level, you would have already been up over 5% here, and it was actually quite a low risk trade here, since we were creating that Bitcoin CME futures gap, right? So pretty interesting to see that Bitcoin is bouncing from off this very important level. And like I said many times before, guys, in Bitcoin bull markets, you want to be looking at these Fibonacci retracements, because yes, as we're going so fast into price discovery, Fibonacci retracement basically helps you to identify the most important support levels in that uptrend that you're currently trading in. So I think there's a very high chance that Bitcoin, of course, is going to continue up higher. And like I said in yesterday's video as well here, and like I just said in this video, I mean, if Bitcoin doesn't break above the previous high, we are still trading in a downtrend. That is very important to understand. And if we do break below 65.4K, if we break below this very important level of support right here, the next stop is going to be $60,000. And if we hit $60,000, it would equal maximum opportunity, because I will be opening up $1 million long position if Bitcoin comes down to 58 to 60,000 US dollars. So yeah, that is what I'm going to be doing myself. And I mean, if you're a little bit of a higher risk trader, or if you would have taken a trade right here, which is also of course definitely possible, you could do so on Bybit, because Bybit is literally the best exchange for accumulating altcoins, but also trading altcoins and Bitcoin, because Bybit has listed so many more altcoins and so many more pairs than Binance. I mean, it's literally the fastest listing exchange out there. And if you're interested in trading, make sure to go to the link description of today's video, because you can right now get a deposit bonus worth $30,000. And if you right now directly go to the Bybit website without this link in the description, it's only $400. So it's a win-win scenario for signing up an account using that link below. If you're interested, check it out in the link description, because Bybit allows you to trade with leverage. And of course, that could accelerate your trading profits. So this is very important to understand. I mean, honestly, right now we're just 32 days out before that Bitcoin halving, a slight little bit longer than 1 month here. And honestly, the Bitcoin halving, once it happens, we always know that Bitcoin actually goes the most exponential after the Bitcoin halving, because then basically we're going to have less sell pressure from those miners, and that is going to be even making me more exciting, because there's going to be less sell pressure entering the market, more buy pressure. Okay, you know what is already going to be happening. We're just probably going to be having a mega big bull market for Bitcoin, and it's just going to be moments away. It's literally 4 weeks away before this event is going to be happening, and I am super excited about it. So currently we can see Bitcoin on the weekly time frame getting rejected from that weekly 69,000 US dollar level. I mean, I think that potentially this week candle could be breaking above of it, but you can see that last time around, while we were consolidating around at all-time high, where we're seeing something very similar, like a couple breaks above it, then we moved below it again, and the moment we clearly broke above it was also a very significant godly candle for Bitcoin. So I think something similar is going to be happening with that here. And honestly, if we're right now looking at the stage where we're currently trading zooming in on the weekly time frame, we are indeed, in fact, trading in that most exponential growth phase in the market. And as time is going to continue, I think that this is, of course, a period in the market where opportunity is extremely big and where the market is going to grow exponentially, and especially not only Bitcoin, but also altcoins. And I mean, there are a certain amount of sectors that I think are going to be growing exponentially in the altcoin market as well, such as AI, such as BRC20, such as Deepin. So make sure to position yourself accordingly right now here to benefit mostly from this upcoming altcoin rally. So this is it for me in today's update video. Thanks so much for watching. Slap on that like button and see you guys back tomorrow on another one. Peace out. Goodbye.